So I'm probably no. So it's probably not going to be all that surprising that Forza Horizon 5 is still hitting milestones on the PlayStation 5. We are coming up to around 3 months of this game being out, guys, and some more data has just come out, and I gotta admit, it honestly isn't even that surprising, but it also does kind of show something when it comes to the entire racing genre. Now, I'm sure everybody does probably know at this point that Forza Horizon 5 on the PlayStation 5 really has been basically a full-on success. I mean, heck, man, you really can't have a better launch on a game, especially with how old this game actually is. We all do know this game isn't going to be new. I believe it came out in November of 2021. So yeah, it came out, what, 3.5 years later here on the PlayStation. And look how good it's actually doing. Doesn't it kind of make you think? But it also probably makes you think about the entire racing genre, am I right? So a few things about this though, guys. We all do know that this game did end up outselling Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is honestly wild considering that was a brand new game. But no, Forza said, ha, not today, buddy. Now, before you say, yes, they are going to be completely different genres, I mean, you're looking at a racing game known as Forza compared to something like Assassin's Creed. So, yeah, you're not going to be in Assassin's Creed driving like a Lambo. That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, they are going to be different. But what's also pretty insane is that game pretty much came out, and did over a million, 1.7 or something like that. And then boom, Forza kind of came over with, again, being over 3.5 years old, and kind of just smashed a lot of the games, was #1 on the charts, also like top 3 as well, which is really impressive. Now, we are coming up to, I think, 3 months now in the next few days here of this game being out, and I was really surprised to see even more data of this coming up. Now, I'm sure everyone does know who Game Rant is. I did want to go over this small article here, and I'm also going to leave a link in the description so you guys can go through and read this if you would like. But right here, though, it's going to say Forza Horizon 5 has reportedly already passed an impressive milestone on the PlayStation 5, breaking the 2 million sales threshold within a month of its release. The beloved racing franchise from Playground Games and Xbox Game Studios made its debut on PlayStation consoles earlier this year and has already been a smash hit with Sony gamers. A report from last month revealed that Forza Horizon 5 has already earned over 100 million for Microsoft following its PS5 launch. Sitting at the top-selling PS5 game in May, now Forza may have added another accolade with its PS5 debut. To be honest, when I was reading this, I was like, yo, that's kind of wild. So think about this for a second, guys. In this article, which again, this was pretty much published around saying that this did over or around 2 million copies in the first month the game was out. That's an easy 120 million if you consider it, and it probably could end up being even a bit lower than that, but either way, over $100 million in the first month. I did end up finding something about this game hitting around 3 million copies now, which that's obviously going to be insane. Again though, guys, over 100 million in the first month made me think about a couple of things. I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, I mean, that's not that impressive, Block, but the thing is, you guys got to give credit where it is due. This game is not new. The fact that it is selling that much is pretty dang amazing, but it also shows me something about the racing game genre as a whole. Players want something different or something else to do that's currently in the market, guys. As we all do know, there is not going to be a lot of new racing games out at all right now. I do know Car X3 is coming to PlayStation, which I am going to be playing that. I'm actually looking forward to playing that and jumping around with it and stuff and trying it out. Never played any game like that, but I have seen stuff on it, so I'm like, all right, cool. Something I haven't played before, you know what I'm saying? We're also going to have the Test Drive Unlimited update, which, yeah, I want to check that out as well. And then we're also going to have Motorfest, and we all do know Need for Speed is shelved and probably isn't coming out for another couple of years, which I really do hope we actually get another Need for Speed game and it's going to be good, or, take aspects from all the games and all that stuff, but that's a different conversation. Either way, though, there is not all that much going on in the racing game genre, but I can't leave out Gran Turismo. I feel like Gran Turismo is still doing very well. I would probably guess and say they are making an 8th one. That's probably going to be fairly obvious because 7 is doing very well on PlayStation. Is Xbox going to get it? I don't know. I would probably say no, because I don't think they're going to do that. With Motorsport gone, they are now going to have more people on Forza Horizon, I would say, at least developers anyway. But that was something I was thinking about, though, man. Like, if you really do look at Forza right now, a lot of players are like, yo, we wanted something different to play, right? A lot of people are looking for a new racing game. And also on top of that, I feel like there's another aspect. Maybe people are also looking for a racing game they can correctly play with their friends on different platforms. that is going to be open world, because we currently do not have a racing game on this scale, like as I have mentioned, that is going to offer this kind of stuff that you can play with your friends if you're on Xbox, PC, PlayStation. There is not another racing game like that, and I kind of think in the future, a lot of the new racing games are probably going to have to follow this suit, because, you can't have a racing game that's going to show that it's crossplay like how Motorfest is, and it obviously isn't. I really feel like that is a huge L in that game, but it is going to be down to the fact that they can't do it, and hopefully the next crew game will have it, which I would probably guess that it will. And that's something I was thinking about, though. I'm like, this game, yes, it's not going to be perfect, guys. Every single game has its issues. I do understand that, yeah, this map isn't going to be perfect to many. It's going to be flat, or you're not going to really like the environments and stuff that you're racing, and I completely understand that stuff. But we gotta admit, though, that, yeah, this game isn't going to be perfect. It does offer a lot of great things to it. Like, again, you can play with your friends. I love the way the DLCs are. Hot Wheels and Rally Adventure were great. We're also going to have the festival playlist. We have the Eventlabs. We got real PvP modes, which I feel like, despite the issues people do have with Forza, you got to give credit where it is due, that you can still enjoy some of this stuff, and you can also jump into Eventlabs and make like your entire own racetracks, invite your friends and stuff on other platforms, go in and mess around with them and all that. So I feel like there's a lot of positives to it, even though the game is going to have some negatives to it as well, which again, every single game does. We all do know that's kind of like a stable point in gaming nowadays, to where a lot of new games just are going to look great or have some good things about them, but there's also going to be some stuff you're like, bruh, come on, like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of how things are at this point. But I gotta admit, though, I feel like if EA and Ubisoft is probably looking at this game right now going, dang, because I feel like this game probably did end up outselling Motorfest, at least close to it. I did see something that Need for Speed Unbound did like 7.5 billion copies. The insane part about that is Unbound was going to be on every platform. We all do know, again, this game is old, so the fact that it did over 3 million copies, or at least around that here on PlayStation, really is going to be wild, guys. Think about what Forza Horizon 6 is going to do. It's probably going to triple the amount on this game, because apparently it's got like, what, 50 million players or something on Forza, which is obviously dwarfing everything. Now, I do understand the Xbox players probably didn't pay for it because of the pass and all that, but either way, that's still going to be a lot of people on one game. It does kind of make me wonder if EA and them are also looking at this going, okay, like, write that down, like that SpongeBob episode, going, okay, well, players like this, they like that, they might like something like this more, maybe they don't like that, and they could take notes and realize what they have to do in their next game to make it better, which I feel like they could go look back at the old Need for Speeds, what made those games so great. And also maybe Ubisoft is doing the same thing with the next crew game, because we all do know it's definitely in development. So I wonder if they're also kind of looking in and kind of peeking over and going, oh, well, that's cool. People like that. They don't like this. Look at what people like about Motorfest, what they don't. What are some of the things people like about Forza, and kind of take things from there. I kind of wonder about that, because you really can't look past the entire success of this game. Like, again, yes, it isn't going to be perfect, man, but it really is going to be doing very good for this game being 3.5 years old. What's really funny to me, though, is I am honestly very glad Forza Horizon came out, because I was playing Motorfest and stuff like that. I was playing Need for Speed, but I was honestly getting so bored of Motorfest, I literally went and bought a PS3 and a PS2, and a bunch of old games I never got to play, but also some of my favorites. And my goodness, I've been having a wonderful time with that. And once I saw Forza, I'm like, yes, finally another racing game I can play and stuff. Pretty much alongside of everything else that I was playing on the PS3, or starting to get into playing with that stuff. So I feel like Forza coming out was honestly at a perfect time. And I also think a lot of people are looking at this as the same thing. Now, again, I do understand this game is not getting updates and stuff like that, guys, which I gotta admit is unfortunate. I do really feel bad for the Xbox and PC players that were really wanting another Forza game, or at least sooner than later. Now it's probably going to be around a year or so before we get Forza Horizon 6. We all do know GTA 6 is apparently coming out next year. Is it? Time is going to tell, but apparently it is. So I would probably say Forza is going to be the next release in fall, maybe, which is honestly just wild. I understand it, but I feel like it's going to leave a lot to be desired, and it's going to have to be absolutely amazing, because by then Forza Horizon 5 is probably going to be a desert, or like a lot of people won't be playing it, because that really is going to be a very long time. So I understand it. Pretty much repeat content on festival playlists, like I get all that stuff, and I understand where PC and Xbox is coming from. But the game is going to be new for PlayStation right now, so at least Xbox players can jump in, play it, and enjoy it. But I definitely understand where people are coming from with this. Despite all of this, though, I am curious to know what y'all think about this in the comments below. I would say a lot of people might end up looking at this going, yo, Forza Horizon 5 really did 2 million copies in a month and is approaching 3 million. That's pretty insane, man. Like, yeah, again, the game isn't going to be perfect, but a 3.5-year-old game selling that much, it outsold brand new games that came out. Like, that's just crazy to me. It also, once again, shown that, yeah, the racing game genre does need some help. And it's also kind of unfortunate because at the moment there's not going to be much of anything new in the racing game genre, at least for the foreseeable future. I know there's a few games, there's that one motorsport game coming out or whatever, forgot, like Project Motor Racing or something, I'm going to check that out. But I really don't know of a lot of other games that are going to be coming out, especially on the side of arcade or simcade, whatever you want to call Forza and also Motorfest. But again though, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. One of the biggest things I look at with this though is it is going to be the competition part of it, to where hopefully it's going to make other games again look at this and go, okay, well we got to improve that or do this. And it's hopefully going to make the overall racing genre a bit better because again, maybe new games can come out more, maybe they can look at what makes certain games successful. And I would probably say a good idea to that is to maybe not make every single racing game a festival racer. That is trying to copy Forza. Probably isn't the best thing to do there. And as I did mention, that quick channel update video, if you guys did end up missing that one, stay tuned for more Forza videos, TCM here and there. I'm going to cover the test drive update. I do want to check it out and do some things on there so you guys don't have to. And I'm also planning some stuff on the Car X Street game as well when it hopefully comes out next month. On top of that, do stay tuned for a lot of PS3 games and also PS2 games in the future. Anyway, I'll catch y'all in the next one.